Here you will see that we need to rotate out the distal of each cuspid, and the one lateral incisor needs to be changed as well on the mesial contact. Each of the second molars we want to toe in relative to the first molars. Once in a while we will try to make bends in the mouth, making a little step. A very minor step can be done in this manner, but in this case we have like several bends to make, so it would be better to remove the wire. But don't forget to mark the wire because you won't know where to make the bends. So we must now replace it and mark the wire. So the lower right cuspid is now being stepped out on the distal. And now we will do the lower left. Out on the mesial and in on the distal. Now we will toe in the lower second molars. This is done with your fingers in a sweeping motion. We'll make a small step out on the mesial of the lower right lateral incisor. And now replace the wire. Being certain that each bend is placed in the appropriate contact. Let's now check the activation. You can see there is activation on the distal of each cuspid. The arch wire must be tied in place to be held into the slot. There's also activation on the mesial of the lateral incisor. Because the arch wire does not fit passively in the slot in this plane, we will use steel ligature wires in order to hold the arch wire down into the bracket slot. You may place these loosely to give your staff member an indication where you want steel ligature wires, and then go on to the next patient. Here is the patient 1 month later, at month 22. You can see the improvement in the aesthetic arrangement of the incisor teeth. You can also see we have a little space now between the lateral incisor and the cuspid. This would be due to the second order bends. The next month, after placing chain to close that space and making slight adjustments to the arch wire on the same wire until completion, you will see that the case is starting to attain the aesthetic results that you would like. Our space is closed slightly between the cuspid and lateral, but now we have more class 2. So the next month, after wearing elastics, class 2 elastics on the right side, We will hopefully have the space closed between the lateral and the cuspid and now regain class 1. You can see the improvement that has been made. We now remove the bands, all except for the second molar bands, to close up the band space. This is called a progressive deband. The next month we will do the debanding, and you can see the nice aesthetic results. On this adult extraction case, the results were quite rewarding. You can see the overcorrection that was attained in the finishing procedures. And our patient was quite happy with her new smile, and her profile was quite acceptable.